Hi friends, it's Sunday, January 11th, 2015, here on planet Earth. Asha and Glenn, the commander, and Luce, Pan and Sula, here in the Lynn and Body-Minds, continuing our work to trigger the awakening right now, no matter what anyone else does or doesn't do. If I have it right, my teacher Ra has been pointing out to me that I have skipped a spot, and that it's going to be helpful to go back in time and have a conversation with some people that I should have had a conversation with quite some time ago. I could be wrong about that. The session may take another turn, and I'm open to that. But our intention is to show up and do what is ours to do, especially with regard to that conversation. And with that, it begins. Check me on this. My perception is we are in the time tunnels right now.
That's true.
We're in the time tunnels, and I feel Pan here. I feel Glenn here. My perception is that Sula is staying with the.
That seems to be true.
With the Body-Mind, keeping it guarded.
That's true.
So the three of us start back then. See the right time, and I don't know who's going to be. There are a couple of choices of who might be down there, but that's definitely the right time. So if it's okay to hold hands just while we travel, it keeps together a little bit better. And where we are is in the house of the Courageous One and Azara, and they're packing. They're packing up, packing something. Packing is in process.
I hear crashing noises in another room.
Right. Somebody's upset. Azara has a temper,
That's true.
I have a feeling she's expressing that.
That's true.
She is not happy.
No, I hear crashing and banging and
shouting. Channels up. How may we be of service to trigger the awakening right now? Go into
that room.
The Courageous One's study. That's his study.
True.
That room, that's his study. I know this house really well. So we go in. Hi, Samuel. We're here from the future. I could have this wrong, but it seems to me that what's happening here is that Azara is getting ready to move into the Lynn-Body-Mind for the first time.
He's nodding.
And if that's the case, we need to have a little bit of a conversation.
He looks confused. I like, who are you and what are you doing here?
I am Asha from the future. And I'm here to talk teacher to teacher. We have traveled through time. Is that something you know how to do?
No.
No. We are teachers. We channel teachers. We are vessels for teachers of the new school of spiritual development. You're a respected teacher from the old school of spiritual development. So I'm here to talk with you, teacher to teacher, about some students of mine that will pass through your life one way or another.
He looks uncomfortable.
And here are the photos of all my students.
My perception is he's already seen a few of them.
Right, he knows these people.
Yeah.
So, here's the thing. Teacher to teacher. These are my students. I know some things now that I didn't know 20 years ago, 10 years ago, and 5 years ago. And it's one thing to do things to me, but it's quite another thing to do things to my students.
He looks really uncomfortable.
So, I don't know if you've ever seen a mama tiger, but I'm kind of that way about my kids and about my students. And I have something to say to you. If you hurt my students or lead them into trouble in any way, you're going to have to deal with me. And what's more, The law of cause and effect is going to catch up with you. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. This is divine law. And it applies to you as well as it does to anyone else. You aren't above the rules. None of us is above the rules. I'm not, you're not, Azara isn't. None of us are above the rules.
It's true.
The rules apply to all of us equally. Don't hurt my students, Samuel, or I'll come back through time. And I don't know exactly what I'll do, but I'll do whatever it is that my teachers tell me to do, because I actually do what I'm told. And I have a new teacher now. I'm not listening to you, and I'm not listening to Charlie. Charlie has been reconfigured completely, down to sparkles of sunlight on the water and grains of sand on the beach.
It's true.
And you have been reconfigured down to a little nugget, the best of you. Don't take my word for it. Hear the game films.
It's true.
You see it for yourself, right? So we're here to offer you an opportunity to make a new choice. Make a better choice.
He looks totally freaked out. Like he still hasn't quite grasped how you know all of this.
I know all of this because I'm from the future. I'm from the future.
Glenn is stepping forward. And he's talking to the courageous one. And the courageous one recognizes Glenn.
Right.
And basically, he's just saying what you said. And the courageous one, he just seems to be really stuck on even the concept of people coming back in time. Like, he keeps saying, like, this can't be real. Like, you can't really be Glenn from the future.
Time travel exists,
And
Samuel.
Glenn's like showing him his ID and going, well, I am. He seems to think we're playing a joke on him.
Samuel, you have the opportunity to listen to us, take it seriously, and change your course of action. Here's what happens to you if you continue on in the path that you're planning to continue on.
Oh,
See? Reconfigured down to a nub, smaller than my thumb.
Oh,
Smaller than my thumb.
he's nodding.
Here is a selection of photos. That happened, a smattering of photos between the time that you're in and the time that we are from. And you can see how you and I become important to each other. You're my teacher. A lot of other things happen. We worked together for a long time.
Like he's leaning back in his big chair and he's holding it open in front of him. He's looking at it, flipping through the pictures, and I can feel things starting to click in his head. It's like he knows these photos aren't fake. He knows these photos are real.
He can feel it.
And so he's putting them down on his desk, and he's pulling out a piece of stationery and a pen. I'm not sure what he's going to write. It feels like a letter, and I don't know who it's to.
Might be to Azara.
So I can tell the letter says something like, you know that thing we talked about? Stop. Cut it off.
It's to Azara.
Okay.
You know that thing we talked about? Stop. Cut it off. And somebody, like a butler kind of person, is here. Somebody is here to take it to them. And here she comes in. She's storming in. She has a temper, and she's saying, "What do you mean, cut it off?" Hi, Azara. I'm here from the future.
Slapped in the face.
I'm here from the future. Quite some time in the future. And we've come back to give you an opportunity to make a different choice. Talking to you teacher to teacher. And really, That's absurd because you really aren't a teacher in your own right. But you're getting ready to come take up housekeeping with me, let's call it.
She looks so angry.
And we aren't going to follow your plan. These people are my students. If you cause them to come to harm in any way, shape, or form, you will have me from the future to deal with. And I want you to know something. I've changed quite a bit over the last 5 and 10 years between this conversation that we're having and the time that I've come back from. And I'm no longer a pushover. If you don't believe me, test me.
She looks like a petulant child. She's pouting and...
Maybe that works on other people. It doesn't work on me. Honey, you have so much potential. You have so much potential. Your fatal flaw is you're selfish to the core. And this is going to take you down a road that you don't like where it's going to take you. You don't like where this has headed you. You could start now to work through this. I doubt that you will. People change when the price of not changing gets high enough. And you're not at that point yet, but you could make a choice right now. There's choice in every moment. You could make a new choice. You have so much potential. Live to it. Live to your higher purpose. Why don't you live by your soul contract? We all have roughly the same contract to trigger the awakening right now, no matter what anyone else does or doesn't do. Do it for real, not for pretend. Here's our income statements from Planet Earth 2014 in the non-physical realms. Here's what I made working to trigger the awakening. Here's what you made in your questionable, your disgusting, exploitative industries.
That's true.
I see a full 2 extra zeros on my income statement.
That's true.
Somebody check me on that.
That's true.
Those zeros do add up. Why don't you live to your potential? You could do it. You could have an income statement with 2 extra zeros. Do it. You could do it. You're so capable, the two of you could choose to do the right thing. Or not.
I don't hear anyone saying anything.
No one's saying anything.